Very good morning to all of you. Hope my voice loud and clear to everyone. Just give me a quick confirmation on the chat box. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting reply from only one participant. What about others? Yes. If my voice loud and clear and my screen is visible to you, so just give me a quick confirmation on the chat box. Yes, all of you, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So everyone who is joining this meet, so I'll request to everyone, kindly please be on active mode. Then only our communication should be on two-way communication, right? So yes, thank you so much for giving me a quick confirmation. Now, as a part of yesterday or first day topic, we can say, we discuss about basic of cloud, right? We discuss about what is operating system and runtime data application, what is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Then in short, we'll understand why virtualization is required. If we have one system and if we need to add inside this system another one, right? Same operating system we have, but we need another one for the practice. Just like we understand Windows and Linux example. Our based machine is depend on Windows, but we need to be work with Linux command. So what we will do, we have a method that is operating system virtualization, we can say, or software based virtualization, we can say. That is nothing but what? VMware and Oracle box. These two is software, but this both is depend on operating system. If your operating system is working, then only whatever software you have and whatever virtualization you completed, that will work. Okay. And to come up from that situation, if we need to be work with hardware virtualization, then we have the option that is cloud, we can say. Is it clear to everyone? Just like a quick recap, right? So yesterday we discussed about this, all the things. Yes. Thank you. Now, today we will move a step ahead. That is nothing but what? Again, for better understanding, folks, I'll show you this QR code again from 2-3 days. When we are starting our slides, definitely I'll show you this code so you can easily understand what is the course content and where to register, and some email IDs, support email IDs and contact number, we can say. So easily you can connect with them. If you face any challenges, any difficulties, any problem, you can direct call to that numbers on working hours, or you can put a mail to the support team. Okay. Yeah. Already I shared a WhatsApp group detail to you. So request to everyone, kindly join this group for the upcoming batches, or we can say any schedule is provided by the Logic Labs. Okay. Yeah. Again, some support email IDs and some numbers. Yeah. Now, move to the today's part. We understand infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Three models based on real-time examples as well as some common examples, we can say, just like a pizza, right? Biryani, any type of you can use it for the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So based on condition, your organization will select anyone which is suitable for that project, right? If your company have employees, they will easily understand what is cloud, how to implement the services. So definitely your company will go with infrastructure as a service, right? Why? Because these things server will provide by the AWS or any service cloud provider. Storage also provided by the service provider. Networks and virtualization. These four things is provided and maintained or managed by the service provider, cloud service provider. It could be AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, anyone. Now you have employees. So what you will do, you will suggest this part is belongs to your company. You will take care about this part, right? Operating system you will decide for your project because you have a team, right? So for your project, Windows is good or it will work on Linux. Your company will decide. Why? Because you have a team, right? Apart from that, which middleware you will use, runtime, data, and application. These things is depend on your infrastructure. That is called infrastructure as a service. Now, come to the next scenario. Some use cases, all employees are busy in IIS service. But again, company will get a project. They don't have that much of employee, we can say. So at the time, what company can do? Company can go to the second model, that is nothing but what? Platform as a service. Okay. Or you are a programmer. You don't know which type of server is required to run your code, right? How to run, how to install softwares, you don't know. So Amazon is saying, no worry, just come and select platform as a service, second module. So in that, you are responsible only for your application and data, your code and your data, right? And finally, we have a third thing, that is nothing but what? Software as a service. Here, no need to manage anything. Just basic requirement is required. If you completed that requirement, you will be able to access those services. Okay. Yeah. So hope it is clear again to everyone. Okay. Now, yeah, thank you. Now I'll move to the next part. Yeah. Actually, a little bit confirmation we require from your end, folks. Before my class, some another class is going on 7 to 8, right? So our class time is little bit delay, maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes, 8:3 or maybe 8:2, like. Okay, so please neglect it. Okay, because just because of some classes going on an exact time, no one can close the sessions, right? Sometime it's happened, but every time it is not possible. 1-2 minutes will require extra. So our class will start till 8:05. Okay, make sure and no worry about that. Yeah, not an issue. Thank you. So 8:05 will start and I'll try to log in on time. But again, just because of one Zoom methods we are using, right? Protocol, or we can say service. So next class can't start it. So please come on 8:05 till 8:05. So it is good for everyone. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, okay. What is the advantages if you are going to the cloud, if you are going for the virtualization, right? So these are the advantages. First, as a part of, yes, company cost, we can say, no capital expenditure. Why? Because starting, if you want, you can pay, otherwise not an issue. You can select after a month. So when your bill will generate, you can pay, right? So upfront cost is not required right now. No need to purchase the servers, land, and whatever things is required. For example, electricity, or we can say staff to manage that thing, cooling system, right? Next, everything is charged on per second, minutes, and hourly basis, and pay only if you use. That is the important thing. Okay, so some services Amazon will charge you based on second. Some services depend on hourly basis, and some service we can say it is depend on minutes. So we'll understand which is per second billing and which is hourly basis billing. Okay, and what you are using, which time you are using, only that much time you have to pay. No need to pay. For example, your project is going on 1 year, but in that 1 year, what you decide, 1 year, okay? Your project is depend on 1 year, but what you decide, after 12 o'clock till morning, no one is accessing your server. Okay. So yeah, I'm typing here. What is the condition? 12, 12 night. Okay. So yeah, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Right. No one is accessing your system. It is just open. So what you can decide, in this time, you can stop your servers. So no need to pay amount in that time, or you have to pay very less, not regular basis, we can say. Why? Because in regular, if server is started, so you will charge as per normal cost, right? But when your system is in stop mode, services is not working, right? So you have to pay very less. You can save your cost, right? So that's why it is saying pay only if you use. Whenever you want, only that time. And apart from that, we discussed Amazon.com, Flipkart.com. Right now, sales are going on. I think 2 days back, or maybe today, some sale is going on in Amazon, right? So at the time when sale is launched, at the time they want or they require lots of servers. Why? Because as compared to normal days, lots of users are logging, lots of users are accessing, purchasing, right? So at the time they want extra servers only for 2 days, only for 3 days, right? So they will charge you extra what you are using and how many users are accessing your servers only for that days, and rest of the days normal servers. Just think about Amazon.com purchasing whatever application we have. So normal days they are dealing with only 10 servers. Normal days they require only 10 servers because normal traffic is going on, right? But whenever we want, whenever that sale is going on, instead of 10, they need a 30 server only for 3 days. So whatever 20 servers extra require, that 20 servers company will pay for 2 days, right? Because 2 days, 20 extra is required, and rest of the times they will launch only 10 because 10 is sufficient, right? So that is called pay only if you use. Hope it is clear to everyone, right? Please be on active mode, all of you. So trainer can add extra things. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Otherwise, if I'm not getting replies from the learner, so definitely I'll think, Arey yaar, just it's on and left. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So as I told you, please add what we say, some communication methods through the chat box, or you can raise the hand. So what happened when we are discuss about the services? If something is not going on perfectly, so you can ask me, right? So I can guide you in a very well positions, we can say. Okay. And apart from that, as I told you, or it is mentioned in the agenda, whatever content you have or you download from that portal, from the Google Drive, in that 4 options will provide you assessments as well as mini project, right? Some CV samples and dumps for better practices. Okay. So come to the next, per second and hourly basis. These 2 options. Some what we say, services depend on the minutes. We'll discuss when that services will run or launch. Now we have a 2 operating system. I'll come to the drawing page. Yeah. We have a 2 operating systems, Windows and Linux. Okay. Yeah. Windows and Linux. Mac also be there, but very few, and corporate maybe only some organizations are using the Mac. Rest of the organization, they are using for the Linux or Windows, right? So what happened if we are using Windows operating system, okay, in our premises? So Windows is depend on hourly basis charge, and if you are using Linux, so Linux will charge you per second billing. Okay, so if you started one Windows server and you work for the practice or any scenario for the testing purpose, for example, half an hour, your server, Windows server will run half an hour only. Then also Amazon will charge you 1 hour bill. Okay, and same situation, but operating system is changed. If you are using Linux operating system and you work for 30 minutes, so Amazon will charge you only for 30 minutes, because Linux billing depend on per second and Windows billing depend on hourly basis. Okay, now come to the PPT. Next, another thing, getting a new server is a easy and click, right? Some mouse buttons we can see. Now to understand this, just come to the previous scenario. What we are doing, for example, we purchase a server or laptop, and just think about it. Operating system need to install in this what we say server, physical server. So may I know how many ways we have to install the operating system? I think yesterday we'll discuss about this. Yes. What are the ways, or we can say options? Yeah, just give me a minute. Yes, Srinivas.
Yeah, actually, we can use by using USB drives.
Very good. That is nothing but what? Pen drive. Okay.
Yeah, pen drives.
Okay. Another one.
If we have CD-ROMs, we can use CDs,
Very good.
and we
Last
can
one.
use and you can use ISO file. So
Yeah, but what is the method? Just
method
like you are telling me, first is nothing but what? Pen drive, right?
file only. Yeah.
Second is
Pen drive,
CD,
DVD,
or we can say DVD,
DVD. Yes.
right? Yeah. Third
Okay.
one.
Third one, you can use the file software, ISO file software.
But
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is the
sure.
method?
Method, I think we need to jump into the command prompt network.
Right? We can use a network,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
If
Yes.
if operating system is working, then only I can go for the command prompt and all, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
right now, operating system is not installed in my system. Only hardware part we have. So we have only three methods. We can go for the pen drive,
Yeah.
CD, DVD, or
And
network cables,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you need to install a operating system in cloud, right? So that is the challenge, how we can use it. And based on that, just give me a minute, folks. Okay. So if you need to install operating system in the server through any media, pen drive, CD, DVD, or network, minimum to minimum 20 minutes to 30 minutes compulsory require, right? If you know, or if you are from the IT background, so minimum you require that time. Agree all of you, right? Yeah. So what AWS is saying, or what cloud is saying, any cloud, it is not depend on only AWS, Amazon, Azure also, and GCP also saying same thing. To instead of waste 30 minutes to install only operating system, then you can go for the software installation, right? So I'll type here OS installation, right? So for the OS installation, we have a method. We can go for the pen drive, CD, DVD, or network. but minimum 20 minutes or 30 minutes compulsory require. But what AWS is saying, if you are going for the cloud, right? So getting a new server is as easy click and only few mouse click. We'll discuss after some times. Within a 1 minute or we can say 2 minutes, my server will ready. It is in working condition. Direct you can start software installation or service installation based on your use cases, based on your requirement, we can say. So that's why it's very easy and quick. Then second, provide very high availability solution without any extra efforts, right? So just think, if you need to change hardware of the server, right now it is very less memory, we can say, just like 12 GB of RAM and 2 CPUs and some hard disk, 500 GB of hard disk, right? But what is your requirement? What your company is saying, that is not enough, just make it double, right? So in offline, what we have to do, first we need to off that system. We need to open this cabinet on premises. Then we need to remove this hardware and we need to attach new one. And most of the time what happened, if whatever new hardware you purchase new hardware, right? And that hardware is not supportable with the system. So your operating system will corrupt. Meaning of that, again, you want to spend some time to install the softwares and all, right? That is the challenge. But what cloud is saying, if you are using cloud, so it's very easy, right? Without extra efforts, no need to open the cabinet, no need to attach manually. Just stop the server, simple select whatever you want, simple clicks and start the server. Your server will start with new hardware. Okay, so that is the nothing but what, it's started your services, it will work your services with very less efforts. Now come to the next part. What about security? Because every organization, every users want a security, right? That's why WhatsApp also saying, right, they can't read your messages because it's a secure platform, right? So as a part of cloud, what they will provide you the security. So again, some questions to everyone. If you need to protect, just think or just assume that one server or one client machine you have, or instead of server, I'll use laptop. It's very easy because all are using the laptops. That's why. Now you have a laptop and this laptop have one operating system, that is nothing but what, Windows. Okay, and you need to protect, you are using what we say daily basis some websites, okay, some softwares to protect your data, to protect your laptop. Which method or which things you will use, which software you will use to protect your data for the security purposes, folks, right? All of you, please reply on the chat box. First, you will use password, right? If you have a password, then you will go for the next antivirus, right? After that, you can think about it. Next thing, that is nothing but what, firewall. These are the things that you can use for the security purposes. But antivirus you have to purchase, firewall you have to purchase, hardware firewall, right? So what AWS is saying or what cloud is saying, if you are using this methods, if you are using cloud technology, so what they are doing, they are giving you the extra layer of security. Okay, port security also they will provide. When we launch first server, we'll discuss about which type of security is provided by the AWS cloud, and that is also free. No need to pay any amount, right? That is free of cost. And finally, we have a flexible and error shield. So many options you have to protect your data, to secure your servers, to manage your services and all. That is the advantages if you are going to the on-premises to the cloud. Hope it is clear to everyone, right? Yeah. Just give me a quick confirmation on the chat box. Okay. What about others? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Now come to the next one. You can see it is a example. If you need to work with any project, so these are the things that is compulsory required. Okay. So if any company is there, so they need a domain. So just think about it. Domain is nothing but what? Your company name or your website, which website your company is deploying to the users, right? So first domain is required. Through the domain, we need some network devices and then some firewall to protect my servers. Then you need some database server, you need some application or web servers, you need some storage devices, and finally your website can access by other users like you and me, right? But if you don't have that thing, or if you need to manage that thing, so, or if you need to check, so you need some monitoring tool also, right, to monitor your capacity. For example, you are doing manual scaling. Okay, you are checking daily basis your server is working or not working, how many users are accessing your servers, you are checking manually, or you are sending a request by email or SMS or any media, we can say that is nothing but what? Notification services. So these are the options what is required to work with one project. Why? Because this monitoring tool will watch entire thing. Some anonymous users are accessing your services or not. Your firewall setting is correct. It will work as per your condition. So these are the basic examples, right? So what options they will provide as a part of AWS? Can AWS provide you this all the things? So definitely yes. You can see in the next slide. Yeah. As a we can say domain naming system. We have one service that is called a Route 53. They will route your traffic. DNS server, we can say. If you know about that word, or if you heard about that word in anywhere, Windows and any Linux operating system. So in on-premises, we can call that service is DNS server. And here I am saying, or Amazon is saying Route 53, right? For the domain. Then for network, we have a name that is called VPC. It is a service, right? Then security group and NACL, it is used for the security like firewall. Okay. On premises, that previous slide things are required, and this services is provided by the clouds. Okay. So if you have a database, so Amazon will provide you two types of database. One is RDS, second one is DynamoDB. RDS, relational database, and DynamoDB, no SQL, we can say, no relational databases, right? To start a server, Amazon is saying you need to use a service EC2. And storage, we have three types, but here mention is two, EBS and EFS. One is local file system and it is sharing file system. Now, to manage that entire thing, to watch that services, we have a service that is called CloudWatch. And by default, it will send you a notification to your registered email ID or mobile number through the service SNS. Okay, so meaning of that, to work with any type of project, basic thing is required. This all the things you can register and you can apply for the AWS platform. Every solution we have 200 plus of services that will work in global level, we can say. Okay, so slowly we understand and we'll discuss what are the services, how to start, how to configure, and how to implement. Hope it is clear, right? All of you? Okay, so I'll moving to the next part. Yeah. Now, it's little bit important and try to understand the concept. We have a two methods. You can see here one hardware you have. Okay. And after the hardware, we have a operating system and hypervisor. It is a technique for virtualization. And then you install two servers. One is Linux, second one is Windows. Now, second one, we have a same hardware, but I am not using operating system here. Direct, I am using hypervisor. And through that hypervisor, I am launching same servers, Red Hat or Linux or Windows. Okay. So this is nothing but what? First diagram. It is on premises, we can say. Right now, what we are discussing or what we are doing, we are selecting one server. Okay. Inside that server, we are installing some software. Yesterday we discussed that is VMware or Oracle box. Okay. First we'll install operating system. Then after operating system, we installing the software that is Oracle box or VMware. And through this software, we are using hypervisor. And we are using different operating system. But what is the drawback? Your operating system, virtual operating system, right? Your Red Hat or Linux operating system and Windows operating system, both are depend on this based operating system. Okay, just think it is working perfectly. Linux and Windows, both operating system you are using, and both are working perfectly. But your main operating system is corrupt. Can you access this both? Right, all of you? Yes, obviously no. Why? Because always you are depend on some operating system. Direct your operating system can't communicate with hardware part. Right? So come up from that virtualization situation, we have a cloud. What AWS will do? AWS will do the virtualization based on hardware. You can see no operating system is available inside that. In between, no mediator is there. Direct whatever hardware part is there, that hardware part is converted into virtualization and you can start your operating system. Right? So anytime, anywhere you can access your operating system without any based method. No any based methods are available. No operating systems are there. Direct. If this operating system working, you can access. If it is not working, you need to troubleshoot this one. You are not depend, just like a first diagram, any other operating system. You are not depending on that. It's working properly, this virtual, but main is not working. Obviously, you can't access these both also. But here, it is not depend on these both are main machines, main operating system, we can say. Okay. So that's why easily we can increase the hardware capacity or easily we can decrease my hardware capacity without losing any type of operating system or configuration, because I'm not depend on any based method. Whatever operating system I'm launching, it is a based operating system. Okay. So virtualization on AWS, it is using the same structure. Yeah. Now, little bit understanding about the AWS and all. So we have a three base methods, we can say, or service providers, just like if you are purchasing mobile phone. So compulsory SIM card is required. So we can go for the Airtel, we can select Idea, Vodafone, or we can go for the Geo, right? So same, if we are thinking about to go with cloud, so we have most trusted cloud service provider, we can say Microsoft, with lots of services, Amazon Web Services, and GCP, Google Cloud Platform. It is started on 2010, okay, and Amazon 2006, and GCP, I think so, in 2010 or 11, in between only. So anyone we can select it based on our requirement. Now, little bit understanding, folks, which scenarios and which cases we have to go for that, what we say, service provider, that we have to understand first. Now, why I am saying Amazon is the first company, and if you are going to the internet and if you are typing which is good service provider, so definitely Amazon name will come first, then second Azure, Microsoft, and third one is nothing but what? Google. What do you think? Why Amazon is first one? And why Azure is second? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? What do you think? Just I am asking your what we say, views. Yes. Okay. I think my voice loud and clear to everyone, right? I'm a little bit confused because no one is replying. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll tell you why. Okay. So I'll tell you why AWS is first one and why Azure is second one. So just think about it. Whenever you are launching some services, okay. So first your company is thinking about the requirement and whatever amount is required, expenditure we can say, cost we can say. If they will get a profit from your end, then only you will work for that company. Otherwise, definitely it is no use. You are not perfect for one person for that company, right? So most of the time, AWS will deal with only open source softwares, we can say, open source operating system, we can say, and open source method they have. That's why AWS is the first one. You can see, if we are thinking about operating system, right? So Amazon most of the time provide you the Linux, right? And Linux is a free of cost open source operating system. No need to pay any amount to anyone to use this operating system, right? Then come to the next, web server. Just think about it. Linux you are using for the web server. Okay. Now, second one, you need a database server, right? Why? Because your structure, your software or your project is depend on two tier. Two tier means two different systems require. One is web server, second one is database server. So for the database server, you are using RDS. One service is provided by the AWS, that is RDS, and RDS used for the database. Okay, so you have two options. You have two things. For the web server, Linux, and database server, you are using RDS, right? And your project will start. So what Amazon is saying, if you are using Linux as a web server and RDS MySQL as a database server. So both are free of cost available. Open source operating system. No need to pay for the Linux operating system cost. No need to pay for the RDS cost. Only you will pay what resources you are using from Amazon. Meaning of that, infrastructure. Okay. So that is the beauty of AWS, we can say. Most of the time, AWS will work only on uh, open source platforms. Okay. Linux we are using for the web server, and RDS, multiple options we have. Just think about it. SQL we are using, and that is also for the database. Okay. So no need to pay any license, no need to purchase operating system license, no need to purchase database license also. But when we talked about Azure, so everybody know, if you need to go for the license method, first you have to purchase Windows license, Windows server license for your web server. Okay. And if you are going for the database, so MySQL database is coming for the from the Windows, and it is used for the database. And both are depend on license method. Both is chargeable, right? So here no upfront cost, here some upfront cost is required. Here no licensing cost in AWS. In Microsoft, definitely licensing cost is required, right? So little bit extra we can say if your organization is selecting Microsoft Azure, but both are really good. It is ready for their own background, we can say, and it is usable when you are discussing about the services, right? Here you will get a support. Here some areas you will get a support in AWS, right? So these are the challenges or methods to work with Azure and AWS. Now, finally, what about our GCP, Google? So Google have very limited services, we can say right now. So that's why only whatever Google related products are there, they are using that services, not like Azure and AWS. So third number is nothing but what? Google. Okay. Hope it is clear. Okay. Someone is asking something, and yeah, some is in chat box. It is one-time cost for OS and RDBMS for Azure. Depend on your license. Okay. If you are purchasing for 1 year, definitely it is for only 1 year. If you are going for 3 years, so it is for 3 years based on your license type, which license you are using. That's why I told you always Microsoft maximum products are depend on license based. Just think about it. On premises, your company is working, and already your company is purchased Microsoft servers. You have database license, you have server license, right? And your organization is shifting or migrating their services to the cloud, right? So already you have a license. Why you will select AWS? You will go for the Microsoft only, right? Because already you have a license. Why you will waste your license cost, right? Yeah. So hope it is clear, right? Okay. So everyone understand what is Azure, AWS, and GCP? Okay. Thank you. Now come to the next one. Yes. So some organization names are there, or use cases, we can say. AWS services, who are using the AWS services. So every area, if I have big companies, so definitely some services will use AWS. For some services I'll use Azure, some services I'll go for the GCP, because it is multi-stack, we can say. Because some services is very easy in AWS, some services very easy in Azure. So based on your criteria, but again, we can say Netflix and Samsung, BMW. Okay. So these are the companies who already connected with AWS. I am especially focusing on Netflix. Why? Because Netflix is using S3 service. Okay. That is storage service provided by the AWS. Why? We'll discuss in that S3 topic. And really, I also like that feature. It's really good feature. No need to pay always same cost. Based on user need, your cost will change. Okay, just think about it. I'll give you small example. Just think about it. Netflix is providing movies or videos to the users, right? So right now, MI7, I think, if I am not wrong, Mission Impossible, some series is launched right now. Okay. And before than that, Fast X also be there, right? I think everybody know about that, right? Yeah, sometimes I'm watching the movies, so that's why I'm giving that examples. Okay. Yeah. So right now, Mission Impossible, MI, we can say Tom Cruise movie. So right now it is launched. Okay. So lots of users are using or watching that movie. Okay. And just come to the previous month, that is Fastex. Okay. Yeah. For better understanding, I'll type that two names. Yeah. Fast 10, we can say, or X, whatever, and MI. Okay. So right now, just think MI is launched in July and Fastex is on June. Okay. So what do you think? Netflix is giving same amount to launch Fastex or to provide the access for the Fastex and MI? No. Why? Because they are using the service that is S3. So what happened? Obviously, MI right now it is available. Everyone is watching. So you have to pay extra for this MI, Mission Impossible movie. And when Fastex is old, very few users are accessing that movie. So you have, or Netflix need to pay very few amount to this Fastex. Why? Because some classes are there. If users are accessing very less, so why you have to pay full amount? Just think about it. $1. One month cost is $1. Okay. So for Fastex right now, this month, Amazon will pay 0.5. Okay. Yeah. Fastex. And for MI, lots of users are accessing, and right now this month it is launched. So Amazon will pay 100% $1. Right. So here it is saying or saving some cost. Why? Because users are less. So based on the user access or days, Amazon S3 can move your files from one area to the another area. That is the very big feature provided by the storage services. Okay. And it is also coming from the AWS services. Yeah. We'll discuss in a deep dive how it will work and all. Yeah. Now come to the next one, Azure. So again, some most of the popular companies connected with Azure, and it is using, you can see some names are available here: HP, Fujifilms, right? Apple, etc. Honeywell. And for the Google, yes, again, PayPal, right? And Century Fox, HSBC. Most of the big companies also connected with a Google, because already they are accessing their products and Google platforms also. So every company have the some what we say use cases based on the services or based on the requirement. uh, yeah, it's happened. Shika is asking, it is automatic, right? That's why, that is the very good and best feature. It is automatic. No need to do any manual things. Just we have to select small policy, right? Means After 30 days, users are not accessing. You know about that, right? Because 1 month only lots of users are accessing. After 1 month, it will move to the next area, right? So your cost will reduce. Then again, like that only. So we'll discuss in a deep dive when storage part will come to the picture. Yeah. Okay. So hope everyone will understand that basic scenario, folks, right? What is AWS, what is Azure, and what is GCP, how it will work. Yeah. So if you have any challenges, any difficulties, please ask me so we can discuss about it. Or what do you think? It is useful, or just like we can say, yeah, just like a normal services. So definitely, what I'll do till now, uh, whatever service we will discuss or whatever service need to start, first I'll give you some examples. Okay. So based on that examples, we will go for the next service installation, or what we say, understanding methods. If you understand ground base level, then only you can easily understand what is going on in the cloud. Okay. Yeah. So right now we have 5-6 minutes, so not an issue. We'll discuss about small topic, that is nothing but what, creating a free tier account. Okay. Yeah. So right now we understand what is infrastructure as a service, what is platform as a service, and what is software as a service. And we'll understand a little bit uh, how many companies are using AWS, Azure, as well as GCP. So folks, to understand or to work with that services in a trainee based level, we can say, or corporate level, we need a account to practice on that. Why? Because these servers, whatever we are using, that servers is not available in front of us. It is available in the cloud, right? So what we have to do, compulsory, we need to be work with, or we need to create a free tier account. We need a account first, account on AWS or cloud, we can say, to access the services, right? So we'll discuss about what is account, how to create, and what is the options. Okay. So very simple method, just go to the new tab, browser tab, and type here aws.amazon.com. It is a website. Okay. So I'll request to everyone, just go to this website, aws.amazon.com. Okay. And press enter. You can see one page will open in front of you. That is the home page. If your account is ready, you can go and click on sign in to the console. Or if your account is not ready, so you can go for the sign up process. Some users will get here sign up option. If it is not showing you sign up, so click on sign in. After clicking on sign in, you can see here create a new AWS account option is available. Okay. So click on that option. Now sign up page will open in front of you. Okay. So some requirement is there. Why that email IDs and all, and what are the requirements, we'll understand. Just give me a minute. I'll open another PPT and we'll discuss about it. Yeah. Okay. I'll share again my screen. Only we'll discuss about this and we'll close today's session. Yeah. Now, to create free tier account, we have two types of account. One is free tier, second one is corporate account, we can say. Methods are same, only creation method. At the time of creation, we have to select free tier, then my account will move as a free tier. Okay. And if I'm not selecting free tier, so based on your selection method, Amazon will charge. Okay. So what are the requirement? You need one email ID to create AWS account. Okay. Working email ID, one mobile number that is also working, some address proof, and credit or debit card with international transaction should on in that both card. RuPay card is not acceptable. Master, or we can say American Express or Visa, these cards are acceptable. RuPay card is not acceptable. So these are the requirement while discussing about create account. Okay. Yeah. So it's very easy, and it is required to practice with AWS folks. So I'll request to everyone, please create your email ID. One mobile number you can use multiple time, not an issue. Address proof also you can use multiple time. Credit card and debit card also you can use it. But what I recommended, don't go with your personal email ID while creating free tier account. Why? Because your free tier account is free for 1 year, right? And some service limit also available. So after that, just forget about that account. So what I'll suggest, create new email ID, okay? And create account with this email ID, new email ID. I'll suggest, you can see in my portal, I'll create one email ID. Yeah, you can see here AWS Cloud 270323. It is my temporary email ID. And you can see this email is created on 27th of March 2023. So I can understand it will work till 26/03/23. Sorry, 24. 1 year. After the 1 year, I will not use that account and close that AWS account also. Why? Because after 1 year, every service is chargeable, not free. That's why. Okay. So I'll also suggest you everyone, type your name or any name, whatever you want. And after that, just select a random dates for better understanding as per your method. And tomorrow come with that email ID. So easily we can discuss how to create a account. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we'll stop here today. Tomorrow again we'll discuss about from the starting, and we'll start with a what we say free tier account. Most of the what we say options we have to discuss, steps we have. Okay, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, Akshay want to talk with me. Yes, Akshay, please, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Very good morning. Actually, I have a very short question.
Yeah, please. Good morning.
As per yesterday discussion, actually, I just wanted to say, like, I have completed my master in chemistry in 2017, and afterwards, I just started my job in the same domain as a non-technical for the 4 years.
Okay.
And now I am just converting my domain in cloud and just join this class. So I am not having the technical background. Can you suggest me, like, without the non-technical background, shall I go with the cloud, and how is the difficulty level for these? And can I get the opportunity if I have a non-technical background and since I have a 4 years of experience in the same? And if I will be completion of after the cloud certification, they can be considered such a application if they are if I am not having the cloud architecture or the any technical background. So please then you clarify a little bit.
Yeah, not an issue. So I'll mention every time whenever someone is asking me this type of questions, your degree and whatever you have completed graduation, it is required only to enter interview round, right? Because company is setting some criteria, that's why you have to it is requirement, right? But if they are saying any graduation is eligible for that post, you can enter. Second thing, if you have a knowledge or if you have hands-on experience, then definitely company will not check you are from the which background. Okay, I'll give you a real-time example. As I told, I'm working with banking sectors. HDFC, I'm managing two clients, HDFC and Federal Bank. So in that Federal Bank, our what we say senior manager, he is not from the IT background, then also he is become a senior manager. Whenever he is going to some what we say uh, meetings, okay, so they will get the agenda and they are first calling to someone, hey Zubair, or what we say another person who is available with my team. So they are calling to anyone and they are just note down the points. Today we have to discuss about these services. Client want that information. Kindly give me. If any cross question is going on, definitely they will call us. Hey, it's happened like that. It's asking this type of question. What your suggestion? Right. So I think so only graduation or we can say degrees matter, but you are in from which stream, it is not matter if you have a knowledge. First thing. Second, you are not from the IT background, so definitely you need to work hard. Why? Because in front of you, when you are sitting for the interview, in front of you, whatever peoples are there, that peoples is from the IT background, so they have a strong knowledge and you have little bit less. So you need to be more practice, then only you can crack the interviews and you can go for the next round, right? So if you are not from the IT background, then also cloud is very good for you, but again you need to practice, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, anyone have any questions, any difficulties? If you are not from the IT background, so definitely I'll recommend to everyone, please go for what we say any extra resources we can say, or after completing this course, just think about it, how many other ways we can use that services. We have only 1 hour, we will discuss about only one example, one scenario, right? But apart from that, right now YouTube is free for everyone, right? One service is completed, for example EC2, we'll discuss here how to deploy a web server, just for example. So you can search other ways, how many different areas you can use EC2 instances, right? So these are your steps, what you are getting from the other source, right? Then only an important thing is that practice is required. Right now some batches are going on and I have a LMS access, right? So in that batch or every batch, I'm not saying what we say some particular batch, every batch only few users, right? I can count it 9, 8 or maybe 12, not more than that will complete 100%. All are 30, 20, 12, 6 like only. So how you can say you will get a better job? Because you are not completing tasks, you are not completing the videos, and definitely you are new. One time is it not enough? You have to be watch videos for minimum 2-3 times and you have to practice more than that. Then only you can say, yes, I am comfortable with that services. I can easily work with that services, right? So it is a request from my side to everyone. Please access your LMS, whatever things provided by us. Okay. So definitely you will get little bit on hands-on. Rest of you will get from the other sources, right? Yeah. So hope it is clear to everyone. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So see you again tomorrow, same time. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining.